Today is October 2nd, 2019. A lot of things going on behind the scenes, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm legally not allowed to talk about it. So, what I just said, I can get sued for it. I can get fucking sued for it. Okay? I'm not gonna talk about it. It's just going good. That's all you need to know. It's all you need to know. Today, I will be doing Marvel Zombies Dead Days, and it's collecting Marvel Zombies Dead Days, the one-shot Ultimate Fantastic Four, number 21 and 23, and then it jumps to number 30 and 32, still for Ultimate Fantastic Four, and then Black Panther number 28 and 30, or 28 through 30, excuse me, my bad. Nice little fun fact. I mean, I didn't even realize, once again, I don't read the credits pretty much ever. And I didn't know this, but Kirkman, he was a part of this whole thing, the whole Marvel Zombies saga. Not all of it, but the very beginning. I imagine they did that because, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going down around the same time as The Walking Dead. But the cool thing about the difference between Walking Dead and zombies, and also what makes this book so cool in my opinion, is that they give the zombies, specifically the superhero zombies, and villains, they give them, still a conscience, even though at some points, I mean, like, they're, just like any zombie, they need to feed, and that hunger can sometimes overwhelm them. But there's, it gets crazier than that. But I'm not here to, fucking, really review it. I'm kind of here just to read it. And I don't really do ratings. I don't, it's not exactly a review other than me kind of doing, like I said, it's like research in a way. And just kind of like also seeing, like, does this hold up? Because, I mean, it's been a couple years since I've read it. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I always wish for 2 sneezes, because apparently that's a good thing, but that's just some, like, fantasy bullshit that they say. Like, 1 sneeze is a bad thing. I mean, I get those all the time. That means people are talking shit all the fucking time. And I think if you get, like, more than 3 sneezes, then it's just like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. But that's besides the fucking point. It's just, I don't even really believe that shit, but you know what I mean? It's just fun to think sometimes. It's probably true, but, I mean, I think honestly I'd be sneezing way more if that were to be honest. Not, like, sneezing one time more, I hope you get what I mean. Anyway. I more or less kind of recall, like, what goes on during 1 through 1. I mean, the only ones I'm going to be checking out, I'm not going to be checking out the entire series. There's a lot. I'm only going to be checking out a couple of them. I won't go into details about that. You know what I mean? If you fucking, they'll be up. You know what I mean? At some point in the future, they'll be. You know what I mean? As long as I keep doing this thing, they'll be fucking eventually up, you know what I mean? Then, I've already kind of talked about these comics in the past, but I'm going to actually, like, read them and, actually talk about it rather than just, like, kind of just based off of memory and stuff. And, I mean, if you can't get enough of Marvel Zombies, like I said, I'm going to be doing a couple of these, and I also have talked about it in the past, and it's titled as such. Yeah, why fucking keep not reading it, or why keep talking when I can be reading it? Fuck, I can't talk. Alright, let's do this shit. I gotta do this fast. But it's no big deal. I mean, I can do it. By this point, I like to try to give credit where credit is due, and I remember this day, or today, Jesus. Okay, just making sure, yep, the sound level's okay. Just gonna name off the credits. For Dead Days, we got, the writer is Robert Kirkman. The artist is Sean Phillips. You're gonna see more Robert Kirkman later on, maybe not in this comic, but in this trade paperback, specifically this collection. But he's, anyway. Artist Sean Phillips, colorist June Chung, letterer VC's Russ Wooten, editors John Barber and Ralph Macchio. Crossover from Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21, number 21 to 21 through 23. You got writer Mark Miller. Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Penciler Greg Land. Maybe that's why I fucking like it. Okay. Anyway, that's interesting. I didn't know. I had no fucking. That's cool, man. Maybe I'll fucking pick up Fantastic Four just because. For however long Mark Miller does it. I didn't even know that. It's interesting. I really like. You'll see soon, man. You'll see. All right, man. It's all in the same fucking. That's cool, man. Anyway. Okay. Penciler is Greg Land. Inker is Matt Ryan. Colorist is Justin Ponsor. I'm gonna say Ponsor. It sounds cooler. Letterer is Chris Eliopoulos. Man, that was. I'm hoping. Elio, or it could be Eliopoulos. You got associate editors, John Barber and Nicole Boos. Editor, Ralph Macchio. Okay, so I guess there are some similarities. Okay. Frightful from Ultimate Fantastic Four number 30 to 32. Writers Mark Miller, pencilers Greg Land and Mitch Breitweiser. Inkers are Matt Ryan and Mitch Breitweiser. Colorist is Justin Ponsor and Jason Keith. Letterers is VC's Randy Gentile. Not quite sure what VC is, but I was gonna say that originally, but I didn't want to be like, I don't know. And everyone's like, haha, you don't know who VC is. It's alright, I don't know. You can laugh at me. Randy Gentile, associate editors John Barber and Nicole Boos, and editor Ralph Macchio. And then lastly, we got, last couple of things is Good Eatin'. We got Black Panther number 28 through 30. Writers Reginald Hudland. Artist is Francis Portela. Colorist is Val Staples. Letterer is VC's Corey Petit. Assistant editor Daniel Ketchum. Editor Axel Alonso. You got cover artist Arthur Soidan. And Greg Land. And then, I'm not going to continue the credits. If you really want to pick up if you want to pick up this book, you can, and you can read the credits for yourself. Most people skip the credits. As I was reading, I'm like, man, people are going to, pissed off. I'm going to be talking about that for at least 2 minutes right there. Oh, shit, it already starts there. Okay, cool as fuck. Okay. Damn, son, this is dope, man. It's not even it says it's not even a what if. Totally should have probably been just a what if we got rid of all the whole parallel universes and all that shit. But if we get rid of the parallel universes, that's probably just gonna add a bunch of fucking paradoxes. So it's just best to leave it alone sometimes and forget about it. And if anyone asks any questions, you just try to do your best to ignore it until you have to explain it. That's typically what I have seen. Okay. It starts off with Spider-Man. He's still alive, and he's kind of running off to his family. But he was bit. And throughout this entire, for me anyway, I collected it as far as I know as a full circle. And you'll see what I mean if you do check them all out. But yeah, and so far, once again, if you were, I'm not trying to, do any synopsis or anything like that, but, it's, kind of that horror, starts off as, a straight-up horror thing, and they don't even, one thing I do remember, as I've mentioned the last couple of podcasts, how I didn't really like how one book was like way too long. I mean, I like when a book is long, but like when it's actually like worth being in such a long length. But I felt like, in my opinion, that it was just like adding too many panels, like unnecessary panels. Even though the artwork was really good, but that's besides the point. With this, I mean, they kind of just like, it jumps right to the fucking action, and kind of runs from there. I mean, I don't, once again, try not to do synopsis, but Peter Parker, he gets bit, and he just got back into his family, and he has start to turn, so you can kind of take it what happens there. And once again, one of the cool things about these zombies is that they have that hunger because they're, they are zombies. They're the undead for whatever reason, whatever I don't remember what started. I know what started it, but I don't remember how it even. I can't remember how it even, like, what the reasoning is for it all. I think they explain it, but I believe they explain. If they don't explain the fucking ones I'm gonna read, then that sucks. But maybe they explain it in the other ones. Besides the point, they have feelings still. So I mean, like, in this case, Peter Parker has regrets because he's done something that he only would have done, only has done because he's now turned into this monster. So, and he's kind of bitching and moaning about it for a while, but inevitably, you can't fucking help it. He, gets hunger again and has to go and feed again. I'm gonna, continue on reading it now. Peter says he was bit by Colonel America, so it says that alone is saying, kind of, this was set in more along the lines of the past. So, but once again, it's in a different universe. But in this universe, anyway, it's set in not current, modern times, I guess. Peter throws up in his fucking costume. That's fucking nasty as hell. Alright, so, very beginning, Magneto, I guess, is to blame for some reason, or, he's kind of like, feels very guilty that he is the reason for this entire thing that's happening. I want to say it's Cortez, but I'm not sure his fucking name. But, they're on Asteroid M, and, we sought only to thin out the Homo sapiens to give mutants a fighting chance. And then, Magneto kind of fucking says, don't make excuses, blah, blah, blah. We've doomed the entire planet. And now he's like, I gotta go and save some fucking people. At least, like, make it so, not the end of the fucking humanity, I guess. Yeah, I think it's Sunspot. No, it's not Sunspot. I can't remember his fucking name. But he finds Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure it's not Sunspot. I can't remember his fucking name. It's okay. But I don't know. His face is kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like kind of like grotesque because he's just seeing fucking Peter Parker eating his fucking girlfriend. And like I said, these zombies at least still have some kind of feelings to them and can still talk. And Peter, or Zombie Peter, says, "Don't look at me," and he's shouting, and then he shouts again, "Don't look at me." And then he's about to eat what's his fucking face, but Daredevil stops him, and kind of goes on from there. Daredevil was bit by Spidey. Goddamn. And already we're, seeing, once again, how the zombies have at least some kind of control over their, themselves, some kind of conscience. Colonel America, he's, now that they've fed enough, he gets the Avengers to, I guess he groups them up or whatever, gathers them up, and they all start running to the Avengers mansion so that they can rethink it, and, regroup, whatever, and figure out how to fucking stop this. I mean, this is honestly, clearly, I mean, it's already fucked up. It's already beyond fucked up. I mean, like, even if they did find a cure for this, like, a lot of fucking tragedy. How do you even fucking answer for this shit? It's like, I mean, even if, like, you know what I mean, like, it was something that they couldn't even control themselves over. I mean, like, clearly some people are gonna, forgive for that, but some, you know what I mean, like, I don't know. Anyway, it's like going back to the last podcast with a Purple Man mind controlling Maxwell Glenn, and then eventually Maxwell ends up killing himself. But that's besides the point. This hunger mind controls them in a way, but they're also undead, but can live, I guess, forever now. I mean, it's almost like the next fucking step in a way, but not really, because I mean they're fucking disintegrating, deteriorating. I mean, anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I wish I can come up with a better word, but that'll be my excuse. Giant Man, or Hank Pym, he does a really pretty fucked up thing to Black Panther, because he gets bit, and he looks for a fucking human source to keep him, fed consistently. And I also, I mean, like, the other thing I wanted to say is, Magneto kind of saves some of the X-Men, has to kill off some of the X-Men as well. But Wolverine asks him, like, what the hell who the hell do you think you are to come in here and talk to us like this? Magneto explains him the situation, and eventually, pretty quickly, they kind of all agree to come with him. And then, like, the next page is New York City, and you see Hank Pym and Black Panther, Cathala, Jathala, I think his name is Jathala. Anyway, honestly, if Jathala, I looked it up. It's T apostrophe Challa, Jathala. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I also watched Black Panther, and the only way I'll actually even, if some of these, I mean, like, just like most of these characters, like Sasquatch or fucking, I can't remember his fucking name. But I mean, some of these characters I never even read any of their comics. I just I played HeroClix. So like Black Panther, I always thought he had a rookie figure. They always go, I think, rookie, experienced, and then veteran, and then there was unique, and they kind of changed it since. But very early days at Infinity Challenge, and there was a Black Panther on there, and he had this one ability in the game called Outwit, and he's very all the characters all had like point values and stuff. He was pretty versatile for his point value or whatever, and like he also had like, I mean, he was more along the lines of like kind of like special, not like he's special, but like well, how do I explain? Like support in a way, like support, but like second fist or something like that. Like he wasn't like, typically if you wanted like a powerhouse or something like that, you'd want to have a character that's like at least 100 points or something like that. But that's besides the point. I mean, and times have also changed too. I mean, this is back in the day, but and that's not even the case sometimes. Some of the more expensive figures didn't even I mean, it was just like way too expensive. Like the Spider-Man during Infinity Challenge was like pretty shitty. But that's besides the point. All I wanted to say was for Black Panther, if he was able to escape Giant Man or Hank Pym, then he would have been able. I mean, who knows what would have happened? I mean, because he says like in the dialogue, I mean, like, there's a chance that the infection did not spread to Wakanda, so our scientists will probably be able to potentially come up with a cure or find a cure maybe. And it kind of sucks that when Wakanda's leader wasn't able to get to them. I mean, Hank Pym also kind of fucking him over, but that's only because of the hunger. Some Hank Pym dialogue. I'm not going to be caught without a meal when this is all over, and I don't expect you to understand. and this was like immediately after Black Panther Chathala notices that Hank's been bit. So yeah, oh man. I mean, honestly, I could keep on just like saying like all the things that are happening, but essentially it's just chaos. And you know, a lot of people are eating people, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then some people don't even know what's going on. Some people were at, I guess, ground zero of sorts. Like for example, She-Hulk's head just got exploded by Invisible Woman, and all the guts flew over, or all, guts and whatnot, just fucking flew all. I guess I don't know. God, I can never. I don't know why the fuck I can never come up with the fucking right word. It just I don't know. Pelted fucking the Thing. I mean, I guess that's the best word. He's just covered in fucking shit. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep fucking reading because I want to read through this fast. I'm like fucking just like explaining every little detail right now. If you want to read this, read it yourself. I just wanted to just talk about some of the cool things, I guess. I mean, once again, if you like zombies and you like superheroes, you're probably going to like this. I don't know why you wouldn't. There's even a book with the Army of Darkness where Bruce Campbell, God damn it, now I'm fucking forgetting his name. Bruce Campbell's character for Evil Dead. Shit, man, I cannot remember his name right now. Ash Williams. Okay. And it kind of like, goes throughout that world. But like I said, I'm going to read this fucking so I can kind of get through it faster. A lot of chaos. And people are getting eaten. Superheroes and villains are slowly getting eaten. Some of them are being turned. Some of them are being eaten completely. Like they say, Xavier was chewed up completely. There was nothing left of him, I guess. The dude that I forgot that at the very beginning, it was Supernova. I forgot I believe it was, or it's just Nova. Some of these characters like kind of based on what was kind of going on about like 10 years ago or so. Like Nova, they were trying to make popular. I saw a couple other fucking characters from like the Thunderbolts and stuff. And that was what was popular at the time, and so was Ultimate Universe, but that's besides the point. I really liked at one moment they kind of like show who's remaining in the helicarrier. I don't know, it's pretty fucking cool. I think Invincible's right there, or there's a character that looks like Invincible. I mean, I think the fact that Robert Kirkman's doing this, I think they tried just. But that's besides the point. I keep on saying that. But it was kind of interesting, kind of pointing out who even lived and who survived. I mean, there were some people I definitely have never even seen before. This has already been said probably plenty of times. I might have already said this in the past, but it was supposed to start off with Superman from the DC universe was supposed to come from another universe and start the plague onto this universe. Clearly, copyrights, they couldn't do that, so they changed it to Sentry. A couple of interesting scenes, like like I said, anyone who's in the helicarrier is pretty much all that's left alive, and they're all trying. They don't want to give up. Otherwise, giving up is just like turning into one of them into a zombie, or getting eaten alive. Until there's fucking nothing left of you. And Avengers get to all the Avengers, even Hank Pym, eventually arrive to. All the remaining zombie Avengers arrive to the mansion, and the Avengers mansion, and they eat Jarvis, and they want to fix things, but they're still very hungry, and they don't want to give up themselves, even though they have already turned. So that's kind of interesting. And last thing I wanted to say was funny is Peter Parker as or Zombie Pete. Petey finding J. Jonah Jameson. I think that's alive too. I think that's fucking hilarious. Mr. Fantastic is always so fucked up, man. Stark suggests just leaving the universe or this dimension and going into another one. That's safer because it's already too late. That's pretty fucked up, but hey man, it's one way of thinking. Are parallel universes and different dimensions the same thing? And just like Hank Pym fucking over Black Panther, one way of potentially even saving the universe or the Earth anyway, or this universe anyway. It's stopped by greedy, hunger. There's a better word. Gluttonous, being gluttonous, I guess. And Stark saying, like, you know what I mean, like within 24 hours by tomorrow morning, we'll be able to start saving people and putting them into a different universe or a different dimension. He said like any dimension will do essentially. Beggars can't be choosers. But all that's gonna be stopped when fucking Reed Richards fucks everything up, man. Another wave. I think there's clearly, there's a number of fucking messages here, but being gluttonous can lead to ruin, I guess. And greed can lead to ruin. It's kind of gluttonous greed. But also, if we it's just like how we always think that robots and technology is the next step, and don't get me wrong, it's helping us out a lot, but it also could be hurting us a lot too, if we're not careful. And with Reed Richards, he thinks that it's the next step, so he infects himself and his family. He's such a fucking asshole, man. Yeah. One phrase they always call it, they say in this series, is spreading the gospel, I believe. But yeah, Reed Richards, he said he's kind of right in a way, they don't need to reproduce anymore because they live on forever as long as they're not getting killed or whatever. But I think that's kind of really stupid because once again, if they do get killed, then eventually, inevitably, there'll be only one left, and then when they're all dead, they're gonna be all dead. So, I honestly think that was really fucking stupid thinking. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you can make clones of yourself or something like that from there. I don't know. That's just besides the point. I keep saying that. I just finished the one shot for Dead Days. I'm gonna go into Ultimate Fantastic Four. I kind of really want to rehearse. I've been telling myself there are a couple of things I want to do every day. I'm trying to push myself, and I don't want to talk too much about it. So we'll see what happens. Alright, now I'm on Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21. Starts off 150 million years ago. Thing is about to beat the shit out of a T-Rex, I believe. Who knows, man? That punch that thing gave to the T-Rex could have started the entire problem for all of this. Because, it's that whole butterfly effect or whatever. I doubt it, but, it's funny in the moment, but that could be, you could just say that's the reason why it even started. There's a couple, I think they actually explained truly why it even happened in the first place. But, you could potentially say that because Thing punched a T-Rex, that's what started the Marvel zombies. I could be wrong. I don't have any, evidence other than, what I just said. The Fantastic Four, I guess, have this time machine, and now it's kind of, it's interesting. Cool concept, but and the artwork I really like. The artwork for Dead Days was okay. It could, in my opinion, could have been a little bit more touched up, but I like the grubbiness of it. Grubby might not be even a good word of it, but it's just it's a little, I don't want to say grungy, but that's essentially it's kind of like that. But this is a little bit more. It's a combination of crisp and clean, but also almost human-like, I guess. But Invisible Woman, she's now 900, standing, I guess, in the same spot as I think the Thing, and Johnny Storm, but like once again, like 900 million years compared to I think it was like about 150 million years. So it's just really fucking interesting. I don't know. Just seeing what time, what happens through time, I guess. And a lot of time too, not just like 1 second, but millions of years in the making. Yeah, so this issue is fucking. I forgot about. I mean, I always thought it was cool, but like just thinking about this is fucking dope. Some fucking cock blows fucking about to kill the first thing that ever crossed from the sea, that ever started this entire evolutionary thing. Not that there couldn't be another one, but it would just like probably like make it be a little bit longer in the making, I guess, rather than it never happening in the first place. It's such a stupid concept too. It's like it would totally fucking stop everything. I don't think forever, but there's a possibility that that's possible. The Ultimate Universe is a really good fucking universe, and I'm gonna step into that universe eventually. But just I don't know, kind of brings back memories, I guess. I mean, because going back to, I guess, like once again, like in the long run, I guess for the first issue for X-Men, I mean, it really shows a good example of, X-Men up to that point. Just like the Ultimate Universe was kind of doing the same thing, but like removing some things. There was a chance that the Ultimate Universe was gonna be, could have been bigger than the 616. It could be like right now the big thing, but it didn't happen because you just can't get rid of the past. The past, I mean, like, the past is the past, man. But, I mean, and you can clean up the present and stuff, whatever. You can clean up for the future, whatever, but update it, whatever. But, I don't know. The only things that kind of stick around are the things that, like, always were supposed to be, I guess, or supposed to. It would be pretty cool to get help from your future self. In reference to, right now, Reed Richards is getting in the Ultimate Universe is getting helped by another different universe or different dimension of Reed Richards. I mean, spoiler alerts, it ends up being one of the zombies. In fact, the zombie that not started the whole thing, but from the fucking Dead Days one shot, And what I just said exactly happens. That ends up the end of number 21 for Ultimate Fantastic Four, and now I'm moving into Ultimate Fantastic Four number 22. Yeah. Ultimate Fantastic Four number 22 kind of explains a little bit of the backstory. You see Sentry, and he takes the first bite, and I guess snapping fucking Hawkeye's fucking hand. Besides the point. Typically I'm always for the good guy or the good side to win. The good side to win or the good guys, whatever you want to call it. The rights, I don't know, whatever I don't know. But I clearly want, the ultimate Reed Richards to not get eaten. That'd be kind of cool. I believe they actually all get, they're left, it's just kind of like a small little excursion of what's going on. But I believe Reed gets out of it or whatever. Like I'm 90% sure, 99% sure that Reed lives. I mean, because Fantastic Four went on a little bit longer than 20 or 30 issues or whatever. Alright, I finished 22. It ends with the Frightful Four, I guess. Is that what they call them? The Frightful Four entering into the Ultimate Universe now. To be clear, I'm on Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 23 now. Alright, finished 23, now I'm into Ultimate Fantastic Four number 30. Kind of jumps 7 issues, that's kind of, or at least 6, that's interesting. Alright, I just finished number 30. Essentially, they're just trying to figure out how to get rid of the zombies, because they, it's just something that's been on, like, the list of things to do. So, I mean, I guess I can relate to that, trying to, check things off the list. But also, going on during the Ultimate Fantastic Four universe is some crazy creatures like living inside of and eating off of Johnny Storm, and they got like 7 days, or else like it's gonna kill everything in the planet or whatever, or everything on the planet apparently. I'm now jumping on to number 31. To start out, the Frightful Four are able to fool the security or the guards or whatever, the army, whatever, whoever's watching them, security or whatever, from escaping, and all they did essentially, I mean, I didn't even fucking read this, but Sue Storm can turn them all fucking invisible, so I believe that's exactly what happened. It's pretty fucking simple, man. I mean, hey man, sometimes it's, I don't know, man. I could be easily fooled by shit like that. I'm just glad I don't have to deal with zombies, man. In reference to just what's going on in Ultimate Fantastic Four universe is pretty cool. I mean, I remember Reed and Doctor Doom. I can't remember his fucking name. I can't remember Doctor Doom's first name. But they swapped minds just now, so that they could stop the fucking monster from killing Johnny and the Earth. So, it's pretty cool. That has kind of nothing to do with the Marvel Zombies, but still cool. All right, plan still for the Frightful Four is to eat this universe. So it kind of ends on that note, going into number 32. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, there's definitely like a very cinematic approach when they're doing the paneling of the story for Ultimate. Anyway, that I've noticed. I mean, they kind of been doing that since like the 90s or even earlier than that. Alright, so I finished number 32, Ultimate Fantastic Four, number 32. And I think that might be the reason why it didn't work out, is because it's just so fucking, such a mouthful. Ultimate Fantastic Four. Whereas, like, Astonishing X-Men or Uncanny X-Men or whatever, Amazing Spider-Man just seems to work, but it's like Ultimate Fantastic Four. I don't know, they all, besides the point. I'm on Black Panther number 28. And this is actually kind of like jumping around. Dead Days was kind of like the start of it. Marvel Zombies 1, which is another trade paperback I'll be reading, kind of takes place of more on clearly what happens in Dead Days. Ultimate Fantastic Four is kind of a little bit afterwards, or kind of in between it. And then I guess Black Panther's in the middle. I believe this is Marvel Zombies 2. So they're kind of jumping about, but it's not too bad. I mean, they kind of give an explanation as to what is happening, and why they are the way they are. But I guess ideally, it might have been best to read maybe the first two Marvel Zombies before doing Dead Days. But Dead Days kind of starts it off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's absolutely even totally necessary to read Dead Days, but we'll see. I mean, like, maybe there's some things that I wouldn't have gotten. I mean, I think it's a good book to pick up, in my opinion. If you like if you like superheroes, supervillains, specifically Marvel, and you like horror, specifically zombies, this is a perfect combination, in my opinion. The Dead Days is kind of just a collection of a couple of different comics as I've been reading, but. I mean, Dead Days might have been like the only one that was completely necessary. Ultimate Fantastic Four, as far as I know, it kind of just like it had like this is their way of tying in fucking two different comics together. Like, there's kind of no reason or no point in even doing it. They just fucking decided to. Maybe it was a coin flip. I don't know. But I mean, it would make sense if it was gonna be. I don't know. I mean, I guess it just worked out just based on what was going on at the time. But this is Black Panther number 28. I'm about to say something, but there's no point. I mean, you're not even gonna fucking know about it. So, I finished Shameless season 3 and 4. I might talk about that a little bit later. But one of the phrases, I mean, it's something that's I've heard before, but like just kind of stuck out to me, and I kind of been like following through, is a man of your word, being a man of your word, or being a person of your word. And sometimes I'm not that person, and I'm trying to become more like that. And I don't know, like deep down in my head, it's like I know what I need to do, so it's like kind of pushing myself to do it. And so far, it's working. We'll see what happens. I mean, I know through time things fucking change. I mean, I've been pretty consistent, so we'll see. It's funny because most TPBs go for about like $20 or whatever, and like they only have like 5 issues. This is like $25 and it's got 9 issues. It's pretty beefy. And so far, I mean, I'm still loving it. You know, loved it since even since the beginning. So that's cool. It's nice. All right. I mean, I was kind of like contemplating as I was reading it, going like, what's the fucking point of even reading this? But I was like, they do. I mean, there are some. This is like just like side shit. Like you don't need to absolutely read this, but it's just like if you want a little bit more Marvel Zombies, this is it. And I mean, I gotta read Marvel Zombies 2 to remember how. Because I mean, like by this point, I mean, they kind of. I'm not gonna jump ahead. I just finished 28. I'm going into 29. I guess Fantastic Four, which Black Panther is and Storm are included, but I guess not Mr. Fantastic at the moment. But I guess they're also in a different universe, or they're figuring that out. And that was because I was like, how are they even interacting with these zombies? Because the zombies haven't jumped universes yet. But or that, I mean, anyway. But I guess once again, this kind of ends that kind of answers the question. I'm on now Black Panther number 29. Alright, just finished number 29, Black Panther number 29, going into Black Panther number 30, and pretty much finishing the book. Now, I mean, like, they kind of just have to deal with, the fucking zombies, I guess. Zombies are fighting each other over food and whatnot. You know, they've been bickering and whatnot for thousands of years. Once again, overall, I really feel like this was like something that didn't need. I mean, I didn't need to necessarily even read it. It was just fun little tidbits. Like I said, like one of the zombies, specifically Luke Cage, he came to the conclusion of why don't we just go to another dimension and eat. If we can somehow do that, and then get some more food. Because they pretty much have cleaned out the entire universe. They've been just like flying throughout the entire universe looking for food to eat. So let's finish it up. And then I got some things I gotta do, but that's okay. You don't need to know. Alright, so I finished it. Kind of just ends. If I could be honest, I'd recommend skipping it. I mean, once again, the only reason why you'd want to read it is, I mean, maybe there's some tidbits that are not in the other 2 books or the other 3 books that I'll be reading, but I don't think. I think if anything, you could have just picked up just the one shot of just Dead Days. The other stuff was kind of fun, it was cool to see the zombies in another universe or in another book or whatever, but I don't know. It was just, just like a crossover. That's a good word. Alright. I will be back in a second. I'm probably going to talk about Shameless Season 3 and 4 in a little bit. But I have something I got to do, and there's only so much time in the day. Alright. Alright, so this is what I'm going to say about Dead Days. This is going to be like last words before I go into my final subject, which I was talking about earlier. I was going to do just talk about Season 3 and 4 of Shameless. I mean, I would potentially even do like a review on a show, but like there is a lot of, there's a lot of content. So maybe if I did like an episode each or something like that, or I just talked about it in general. I don't know. I don't really care to. I mean, enough people are already talking about movies and television anyway, so. Dead Days. Okay. So, was Dead Days the one shot entertaining? Yes. Honestly, in general, was the whole thing entertaining? Mostly. I felt like, honestly, the Black Panther story really kind of wasn't. I mean, it was honestly like I mean, it was original in the fact that of what was going on, but it also kind of seemed like something like a comic book that was already written like in the 80s or the 70s. And I'm not talking about Black Panther, the actual. I mean, like he's got definitely a deep storyline. I honestly would like to read the moments where he and Storm were together. I can't remember Storm's right now, or I know it, but I can't say it. Jathala and there's an I don't know. When I mentioned in the past, it was so hard to say her. I mean, I can't, dude. Jathala is hard enough. I don't. Okay, but Storm and Black Panther, they were married, and at that time, anyway, they are still married, I believe. The Ultimate Fantastic Four was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not actually even a huge. I mean, if I had to read Black Panther, if I had to read Fantastic Four, I would definitely read Black Panther over Fantastic Four. Ultimate Universe in general, I like a lot. Might read more of that, but I know that was such a small universe and it's kind of insignificant by this point. Yeah. I think about it, I didn't even realize that it was all kind of like Fantastic Four themed. I know Black Panther is more of the. I mean, he's an Avenger. He's kind of his own thing too. He's his own human too. I don't want to call him a thing. But I mean, in this case, you know, he has worked with Fantastic Four a little bit more. I mean, he's worked with the Avengers just as much, especially nowadays, for sure. I mean, like, it was once in kind of get like a little bit deeper of like, you know, finding out why. I mean, what happened exactly. I mean, it was kind of a little bit of. I mean, like, honestly, once again, I shouldn't have started with Dead Days first. I should have done that. Actually, I mean, nowadays, I mean, honestly, if I would recommend reading that after the second book, I believe, because what I'm going, I don't, I mean, I already talked about in the past what ones I'm going to do, but they kind of, I think there's only a few that Robert Kirkman was even a part of, and all the other things are kind of just like spin-offs. The ones that I'm going to be talking about are pretty much all in line of what happened primarily with the storyline of Marvel Zombies. Yeah, it's kind of a full circle. I really like how they kind of brought it full circle. It was kind of brilliant. And there's, I mean, honestly, I can't wait until I get to the end. It's very, I mean, I mean, I got 3 books left to go. I mean, like I said, there's plenty of more Marvel Zombie books out there. It's not just 4 books. I mean, and, I mean, like I said, I've already said this twice, so, I mean, if you like Army of Darkness or Evil Dead, Ash Williams, you know, Bruce Campbell. I mean, I really like that series, and I originally owned it, but then I owned a bunch of stuff, but then I sold all of it like an idiot. I shouldn't have done that. It's about $25. I mean, typically sometimes TBBs can only be like about $10 or even less. Sometimes about 15. But yeah, that one might be even rising in price, probably, maybe, I don't know. But it's kind of like a nice little trifecta. If you like, you know, like I said, if you like Marvel comics, like superheroes and all that. If you like horror, like you know, like zombies and shit. That's exactly what it's about. You know, zombies in the title. I mean, for the trifecta for this one book in particular, I think it's Marvel Zombies versus the Army of Darkness. It has Ash Williams of Evil Dead, and also their Deadites in there too, and the Necronomicon. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's cool. I mean, like, it's honestly like, it's, you know, it's just another. If you literally want another Evil Dead story, it's pretty much that. Some cool things happen, but it's not completely necessary, I think, to read it. I mean, it's not really, you know, it's kind of its own thing in a way. I think I'll leave it to that. I guess the final words were just not completely necessary to read. I still got. Oh, let me read let me read at least the first two, and then I'll get back on that final answer. But so far, I didn't feel like it was completely necessary. I felt like, I mean, you might get you. I don't know. Maybe it is necessary. I don't remember it being that. I mean, honestly, because they're kind of just like side stories. Like you see what happens to the Fantastic Four or the Frightful Four, if you want to call them that. Um, you see what happens to uh, a bunch of scrolls, I guess, and how, you know, a little bit after, probably a little bit after the ending of. Maybe that's actually after book one. Actually, I think book two is when they come back. Shit. Yeah. So actually, maybe I should only, maybe actually I would recommend only reading the first one, then Dead Days. But let me read the next one or even the one after that. I can't remember. It's been a couple of years. But I mean, it's definitely a very exciting read for sure. You know, I mean, a lot of like it's cool. I mean, like when you get to a scenario like, you know, they all become zombies, they all become werewolves or vampires. It doesn't fucking matter. Say for example, like Into the Spider Verse, like they're gonna start doing that with the other fucking characters, and I mean, it just might as well have done it all. Like they should have just made it as a whole event. Why? I mean, like I guess can some characters just have exclusive, really big things happen in their own fucking title? Yes, for sure. But and I mean, like we're seeing now. I guess one of the big things going on right now is like there's just a giant like Carnage symbiote, or just like symbiotes are huge again. Um, and you know now it's going up on like other like superheroes and supervillains. Not that it didn't do that before. I mean, I think it's done that before, but now it's like, you know, I don't know, man. They're just, I guess it's just, some of them are just like stories that I guess they could have done years ago. So it's kind of cool that they're finally doing them. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't honestly, in actual honesty, they could probably continue this forever. I mean, like there's so many different. It's a maze. It's a maze, and there's a way out of the maze, and there's a way of staying inside the maze. If you enjoy being in the maze, you don't want to leave. But there are dead ends, and you have to turn around and go back, and you might need to start not completely over. I mean, I don't. It would kind of be fucking weird if you actually like went out through the same entrance. I mean, I don't know. Some people get really confused, so I know I do. But that's pretty much that for Marvel Zombies so far. I mean, I'm going to continue it, probably talk about it tomorrow. I'd like to, if I can do that. I know this is, you know, things can't get in the way though, so there's no guarantees. And maybe I could also, like, I don't know, like, do a couple in advance on the same day or something like that. One thing I wish I could do is fall asleep earlier, because it'd be nice. It gives me a little bit more time rather than just, like, fucking, like, sleep, you know, staying up until like 3 to 5 in the morning. It doesn't fucking help. It doesn't help me in the scenario that I'm in right now. Maybe if I was in like a fucking like cabin in the woods or something like that, that'd be kind of dope actually. Like I mean, clearly without like all the getting potentially killed or anything like that, or whatever, or you know the cabin getting set on fire or something like that. But you know, you can make as loud of the drums as you want, 2 and 3, fucking 4 in the morning, but no one's fucking around. I mean, you just have to make sure you're in an area where no one else is around. Absolutely no one else. And you're not like disturbing anybody. Like it's not like a bear's gonna like come. Like if anything, a bear might fucking like run the fuck away from that shit. They're not. You know what I mean? They don't want fucking anything to do with loud ass noise. Besides the point. So yeah. For Shameless, one thing that was just coming to mind right now is Fiona. She's now a felon. She could have ratted on someone, but she didn't. In my opinion, I think she should have. Honestly, she like fucking like ruined her life forever. But I don't know. I mean, you see this whole like thing with Tekashi 6ix9ine, when he's like, you know what I mean, he's ratting on everybody. in my opinion, I just don't think that you should ever get into a point where you need to do something like that. But I'm sure people do get in the scenarios like that all the time. But you know what I mean? Like I just by this point especially, I don't deal with enough people to like deal with their bullshit and their drama. So, with that being said, it was kind of interesting to see. I mean, like they throw these characters through scenarios, and like recently now, like they're Ian, he's like massively depressed. And this kind of just like suddenly happened in a way. I mean, I don't know if it was the drugs that helped make it go. I mean, happen to him faster, or they just decided, this character's just. I mean, they do say that like some mental illness kind of just like happens to some people. It can be as young as about 17 or whatever, and reach up to 26 or something. And now this character, he's like super depressed, so depressed that he can't leave his bed, and he's been just sitting in his bed for who knows how long. And I've been so depressed that I just couldn't do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I know that how that feeling is. I don't know if I've ever been that bedridden. And I think the only thing that, I mean, just thinking on a personal level, I mean, like, if you don't really have anything going for you, which I think maybe that's his realization, is that, yes, I think by that point he now had his boyfriend, Mickey, come out as being gay to everybody he knew. So now he's completely outed. And it's kind of funny that now his wife is just coming out as a lesbian. She's like, maybe I'm a lesbian. Maybe I like being a lesbian and shit. It's fucking hilarious. But after that, I mean, like Ian should be super happy, but in fact I don't know, maybe it's just like the realization of just like life in general, and I think he actually like dropped out of school or but I mean also like the whole military thing. I don't like when the fuck like some of these like I mean I like is he gonna have to answer about the military thing? I mean like that isn't that like highly illegal? I mean, or is that just like just eventually catch up to him eventually? Or is that just like in the back pocket for the writers? I mean, my only gripe with the show, I mean, which is probably why I watch it, I just like can't help it but to watch it. I mean, it's in like this perfect equation or this perfect formula where there's clearly long-term problems that go on throughout the entire season, and they typically end by the end of the season. I mean, not always. But, a problem will occur to one character that's such like a big significant thing, and like it's like you really want to find out what happens, and sometimes by the end of the episode it's resolved, but sometimes it's one of those issues that, like I said, go out through that entire season, if not more. And yeah, and like I said, like even like by the end of an episode, typically, so they do the same thing. They'll drop not drop the ball, but they'll drop the mic essentially. Like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? It was nice to see Frank. You kind of knew. I mean, like I know that there's 9 seasons. And like I'm on season 5 now, but to see him, get a new liver. That was really cool. Because I was just thinking about the kidney part. He actually got a kidney stolen, and Sheila, and maybe even Sammy lost about 25 or 26. I think it was 26 grand. Dude, it's so fucking crazy. I mean, thinking about it, going back and like how the guy was just kind of like looking at them both, seeing if they're gonna like change their mind. Like, okay, we'll give you the 20 grand or the 30 grand or whatever. But you know what I mean? The 20. I mean, it could have been $2. But you know what I mean? He just literally that alone kind of just like tells you like there are ways of getting around the medical system or whatever. But you know what I mean? You got to be careful of those situations, because you know what I mean, they might end up stealing your kidney, and you know what I mean, then like literally you're the reason, you are the black market, and like it's, I mean, like you're gonna die. To them it's probably like, he's gonna die anyway, so let's just fucking steal whatever we can. I mean, we need a typo positive kidney. All right, let's cut it out of this guy. So I mean, like it's just how black markets can work. I mean, it's interesting. I thought that was a very interesting concept. I mean, like just like they made it seem like Fiona was going to be in jail for 5 years, and they made it, then I mean, like, then she might only have it for 90 days, and then like she didn't have anything, but then she ruined it, and it kind of just like, I guess it shows you like what happens when you ruin it, but you're actually like a good person. Um, um, because I mean, if Fiona had taken, there's a moment where one of the inmates offers her drugs, or a single drug, a single pill. I don't know what it was, but she didn't take it, and she got a random drug test. And I guess if she failed that drug test, she would be still in there, and may even like made things worse for her. But once again, she's a good person, and she's not, I don't know. By the end of the day, she just was in a bad place. Shit happens, I guess. So, with Lip, yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, like, once again, like, I've been kind of like following the whole like scheduling my life a little bit better right now. And I think it's been working. I mean, I gotta keep the ball rolling, I guess. But I mean, if the ball is rolling down a hill, does it really matter? Or if it's rolling down a mountain, how much is there really to worry? But I mean, like, clearly, once again, that's just an analogy. I mean, I still gotta do it, and it's one thing to talk about; it's another thing to do it. But he's got this college girlfriend, or this girl he met in college that he's now dating. Um, and she's like, willing to help him out, and like, like, say he's not really good at scheduling, like I was mentioning, and she like figured it out for him, and he was kind of like I've already talked about this, where like at the very beginning of college, I think this is season 3 to now I said to the end of season 4, he's like, he thought he was like hot shit and the smartest person, he's gonna be the smartest in college, but lo and behold, he's coming from a very bad education system, so his stuff's already kind of behind everyone else, and plus they're also already, I mean, there are smarter kids than him, so he meets a couple other things. It's like I said, they throw scenarios. It's like, what would happen if you went to college and you met, or you see or meet someone who went to your old high school, and you know what I mean, like, and you decided to gravitate towards them. And I think like instinctually they might not say that to you and to your face, but like they'll feel that. And then, not always. I mean, I'm not gonna say like it's gonna happen. Like, maybe like that you guys might end up sticking together. But that whole thing was just, that scenario was playing out. Just like, what I mean. You should just meet new people. I mean, you're in a college from people all over the place. Why do you got to meet people that are just from back home? So that was that. And the way she reacted, the one girl that was from his old hometown, that also is in the same college. But anyway, I mean, from personal experience, I never got to dorm. I wish I did. It's 26 now, so I think it might be too late. But I've kind of dormed in another way for the last 4 or 5 years, living with strangers in a house. So I know how that fucking can be anyway. Just trying to think. I mean, like, it's nice to see how Debbie's growing into becoming a woman. That's kind of cool. I think it's pretty sketchy that she's trying to fuck a 20-year-old, though. That's, like, really fucking, like... Then that 20-year-old, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. Honestly, like, the same way how 5-year-olds are told about stranger danger, 20-year-olds need to be told about teenage danger. You gotta get the fuck away from a teenager once when you're like, dude, if they're not 18, once when you're over 18 and they're not 18, just stay the fuck away. Don't even think about them. Don't fucking touch them. Just fucking look ahead. Just look fucking ahead. Do not look behind you. Just look fucking forward. Because they are behind you. They are younger than you. There's a chance that they're gonna be ahead of you, depending on, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that once again just because someone's younger than you. Like, doesn't mean anything sometimes, a lot of times at all. But that's besides the point. Liam, that whole like drug thing, that was scary, and he was just, if anything, he's just trying to be like everyone else. You know, it seemed like they were having a good time, and he just wanted to know what the fuck it was. And that was just kind of showing you like what happens when you have like illegal drugs around the house, and why it should be illegal. I mean, I guess that's a good point as to why it should remain illegal, but people do. I mean, like another way you could just be like, people are just, that was just a stupid thing. They just, they should definitely not have fucking be doing drugs around children at all. They should be doing it like responsibly, just like they drinking around people. I mean, drinking around children is probably not also a good thing, but that's what I mean. Like that's just, I don't really have an opinion about that myself. These are just, just being, I guess, devil's advocate right now. Got Liam, Carl. He met some girl that I think she's now gone. She was living in a van with like a big ass family. So I guess he could really relate to this girl, and I think that she really might have liked him, but like she kind of has been through this experience many times of liking someone but having to leave. I think child services might have been called on them because the whole there was a Lip's girlfriend was coming over with her parents, and she wanted to like really scare the shit out of them, scare the shit out of her parents. And like Lip had like fucking like at least 10 kids in that fucking house. And social services came and they were just checking on it, blah blah blah. But they end up having a little sympathy, blah blah blah. I mean, I'm just talking about a lot of just things, just memories, I guess, things that stuck out to me. I mentioned Carl, Debbie, Liam. There was Ian, Lip, and Fiona. Mickey, that's a big, thing to take. I mean, especially if his dad is a fucking like, a white. I mean, like I think the dude was a Nazi, or a neo-Nazi or whatever. I mean, I think he had like the whole fucking thing. And I don't know, Mickey might even be still like, I don't know, associated with that kind of stuff. I don't know, but he's gay and he's out now. So I guess that's that. Guess Ian's a little happier about that, not living a lie. Because I can understand how it'd be like if I was like, say, for example, like out with someone who's like, married to someone, but like, you're just the mistress of sorts. Like, you're not, you want it, like you want to be out in public with this person and like hold hands and kiss them and stuff, and it's no problem. But like, you can only do that in secrecy. I can understand. I mean, some people are cool with that for sure, but some people are not. So, and Ian was not cool with it. He was cool with it for a time, but I think he honestly freaked out. But I mean, I can understand as a kid personally. I mean, like thinking about love and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The amount of times I thought I was in love, the amount of times I felt like I was feeling love or something like that. And like being ridiculous about it. And even now, I'm still like completely ridiculous without my feelings sometimes. As we all grow up and hopefully we learn from our mistakes, or we learn from other people's mistakes, or I don't know, we just never had to deal with those mistakes because we were smart enough to avoid them, I guess, or get around it. And I mean, like, I guess going back to, like, I already said this, but superheroes, and I think a previous, maybe it was, like, literally the last podcast, but, like, pretty much every issue, they just deal with a giant villain or a giant, obstacle, and they gotta get around it, and that's all essentially it is, and they're just, they're strong enough that they can do that. They might have a special power or something like that, as a power, I'd say that, they have a special talent or a special skill, and they might have many special talents or many special skills. And I mean, like, if you ever like, I want to be Spider-Man, I want to be Wolverine, you just kind of like, who are these people? What do they represent? And how can you potentially become more like them? Not on like a fantasy level, and like a more reasonable, logical level. I don't know how to like, like, how can you make yourself be like regeneratable? Like, how can you regenerate like Wolverine? I mean, some things, I was, it's just fantasy, so it'd be like, it'd be nice if I could regenerate like that. But um, I think you could potentially even like make that into like a metaphor. I was thinking of Method Man. I watched the episode 7 of Wu, American Saga. Um, Honestly, I felt like the last two episodes were kind of like the if it's like a roller coaster, everything's got to go downhill eventually a little bit, but it went way back uphill. It kind of honestly even like kicked me in the ass in a way, and and I feel like when I watch Shameless, it kind of kicks me in the ass, and I don't know. Some days I work my ass off, and some days I'm like, one of the things that I learned from fucking Shameless, when Fiona had a job in an office space, and she was like working her ass off. One of the her coworkers was like, "It doesn't matter how fast you do it. There's gonna be another stack behind it. So just cool it and go your own. You don't. I mean, don't go. I mean, go at a more reasonable, logical speed." Because and then like once again, if you just like show yourself as this guy that's just or this guy or woman, that's willing to do like the best and the most, like they're gonna rely on that. And then like if like eventually maybe they'll cut somebody, maybe they'll literally cut someone because they don't need them because you literally are working so hard they don't need an additional person, and they just trim the fat because they need to save money or they want to save money and they want to make as much profit as possible. It's just how it goes. So I mean, like in a way, even though some days I'm just like I chill for a little bit, but it'd be like it's no different than a typical day at an office. The only thing is I'm not getting paid for it. I mean, in my opinion, I'm making advancements and I'm making progress and I'm forwarding or moving forward. My bad, I'm forwarding. I'm moving forward, but definitely some days where I gotta backtrack. Some days I don't feel like I'm doing shit, like nothing's getting done or whatever. Some days literally nothing is getting done, but I don't know. It makes sense because like if not to mention like if you're working that hard and they expect you and rely on you to fucking work that hard every single day, the day that you have a bad day or whatever and you're not in your top game, you know what I mean? Like that's not good because then the machine starts to break down a little bit, and I mean even your machine might break down. So like not your machine at the office. I'm talking about your body, or and when I talk about the machine at work, I'm talking about the body, like like the entire the body of people. You know what I mean? Like working together, almost like a Voltron like thing. See, and one thing that I think that a lot of like I guess you can call a rebel. Well, one thing that a lot of critics can have on a rebel, which is very validated, is they always ask questions, but they never answer why. They were not why. They never answer the question. They go like, why should we, bend over to a corporate, blah 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 blah. And there might be actually like a legit, like a logical reasoning to it. It's like like, well, it kind of pays the bills and it gives me benefits and blah 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 blah. I mean, all I got to do is just that, and I don't, what am I really representing? As a human being. I mean, like clearly, there's if they're doing some heinous acts or whatever the fuck, like it's kind of like with Clerks, the whole Death Star thing. Like what you're getting yourself into once when you find out, what it's about. That's a fucking good ass thing. Honestly, I watch Clerks like almost every Halloween, or I try to. I don't know if I have it on DVD right now, but I'm gonna have to fucking try to make sure I can watch that. I just love watching it. It's such a good fucking film, and for some reason that to me is just a Halloween movie. Even though I think it's just I just associate with Halloween, I don't think it actually is a Halloween movie by any means. I wonder what the season like. That's a weird like the setting. Like it's not winter. I don't think. There's no snow. and it's New Jersey. I mean, typically I could be wrong, but New Jersey. I mean, as a New Yorker, I mean, I get a lot of snow. I mean, but it is Central New York. I'm sure maybe New York City's a little different. Probably gets a lot of snow still, but I digress. Yeah, I wonder if that's like summertime, springtime, or fall. I wonder. I wish. I mean, if I could ask, if I could, I mean, that's such a stupid question. But if I could ask Kevin Smith that's one question I would ask. What season are the movies set in? A lot of them are set in, not winter times. That's for sure. So it's such a small little thing, but I think I think that's a good first step. That's a good first step. I mean, clearly, you know what I mean? Like, you probably, if you take fucking any kind of, like, English class or something like that, like, if you become an English major or whatever, like, you're going to probably learn the ropes of how to write a pretty decent novel or whatever. But if you're on your own, you don't know everything. I mean, I think that's a pretty good start. I mean, that's, as myself, I have a bunch of short stories, and they don't really have crazy, like, it's pretty abstract and within settings. Like, I write like a sentence, like it's more of a script. But I'd like to turn these short stories into a novel, and setting. You know what I mean? Setting doesn't just have to be location. It's timeline too. It's weather based. A lot of things to think about, but it's interesting. That's cool as fuck, man. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. I do this for a reason. It's nice research, but it's sometimes. I don't know, man. When I watch a podcast, something clearly, sometimes it's just a waste of time because it's like I was watching one and like, they're just eating or whatever, and it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? But like, sometimes it's like what's going on in between that shit. Like sometimes there's some cool shit that's being said, very insightful shit because they're just willing. You just happen to be there, and I think that's just how the human mind works typically. I could be wrong. I mean, some of it's got no substance, but I think the cream rises to the top regardless. I'd say I think honestly I'm cream. I mean, I think you got to think that you're cream, because if you don't think that you're cream, then you know what I mean, that might make things a little more difficult for you. Because I mean, if you go on a stage and you don't think that you're shit, it's probably gonna sound like that a little bit, right? But if you go, I'm the fucking shit, you know what I mean? Stuff. I mean, like, you might have at least the attitude of an entertainer or someone who's like got the charisma or something. I mean, clearly you got to back that shit up, but it's very difficult. It's extremely difficult if you have no confidence. You have very low self-esteem, very self-conscious. Self-conscious. It could be very difficult to get on a stage. I understand that. I mean, I still am struggling with that right now. The only reason why I don't do it is I tried, doing it every week or whatever, and literally both the places that I was doing it, I believe they probably got sick of me, or maybe it was just coincidence or whatever. I'm just like taking it all too personally, but like they both just stopped doing it or whatever. But then after a month goes by, they open it back up, and like I don't know how often they're doing it now. I think they're now some of them are even just doing it maybe once a month or whatever. I mean, once again, this is just personal word. I've gotten pretty decent responses. I've never been booed off stage. Out of all the times I've done it, I've messed up, and a couple of times, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I'm good. I mean, like I said though, like it's a confidence thing. Like I'm pretty confident on the stage, man. Like I know what I'm doing. I know I know who I am. I know what I want. But sometimes paranoia can stop me, for sure. Paranoia can stop anyone. It's very easy to be paranoid, to be in fear, to be scared. But I'm gonna leave it to that. Sheila kind of showed a little bit more of her true colors. She was just using Frank for her own personal gain and needs. But I mean, like, Frank has been doing that to her for so long. So I was like, why not? But I just going back to Shameless, trying to finish it up, trying to think about Kev and Veronica. That whole like baby situation. It's beautiful that they finally ended up having kids. So like. Honestly, once again, they're still, like, even though they got their own problems, they still are the most normal out of all of them, in my opinion. besides the people that don't come, there's like some normal people, like the police officer or whatever, or security, whatever, or social child services or whatever. I don't know. Like they all seem to be normal, but you never get to see them again. I think the focus on the show is not on normal people generally. And Kevin and Veronica are not totally normal. I mean, like, the thing is though, it's so funny. Like some of the things that they do, like you know what I mean. Like how the show directs the camera. Like it almost makes it like nonchalant, like them doing porn together or the webcamming together, the nude webcamming or this sex webcamming. I mean, it's technically porn, normally, probably all the time, but it almost seems like it's like no big deal. I don't know how often they really even do it. I think they pretty much have moved on to the bar by this point since they got the bar. The owner died within 3 and 4. I mean, I think that's pretty much all of the characters. There might be one more that I'm not thinking of, but I think that's, Sammy. That she's kind of a new character. But I think now that Frank got his liver, he doesn't need her anymore. And you know what I mean, like, but, which is crazy. I mean, I guess it's just crazy. It kind of shows like how far where people go when they're like extremely desperate and their ideas of like how to fix blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of any other characters now by this point. Steve or Jimmy or whatever, he's fucking. I thought you thought he was dead, but at the end of season 4, you see him in a car with a chick, who honestly, in my opinion, is so much hotter than fucking Fiona. But I can understand that looks aren't always everything. But I digress there. That's it. GRMBLS. That's Twitter and Instagram. I've been posting a lot of like jokes and personal stories that happened, but trying to put it through a joke form on Twitter. Like I said, I've been trying to like write jokes and stuff. There's a lot of things I'm trying to do. I should be like 8 or 9 people based on how much shit I'm doing. But it's okay. It's all gonna happen as long as I stay alive and I'm able to. I know that once. I mean, like full-time jobs, man. Certain jobs in general. Like I worked at a. I've worked at UPS. I worked at FedEx for only a couple of days, and UPS I worked for about a couple months, but FedEx I worked only about 4 or 5 days. It just like I liked the workout, but there was no breaks, and I honestly give kudos to anyone who can work those kind of a job like that without any break, because even UPS you got a break. And that break was fucking essential. I mean, it fucking made all the difference. But if I worked a job like that, for example, I wouldn't be able to. I was like literally fucking physically dead. I literally couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? So it's all about finding a job that can work around that kind of stuff. That's not a big deal. It isn't taking up too much time. But clearly, I mean, this is all like a hobby. It's all like kind of like, I don't know. I wish I was smarter and I did this at a younger age, but I didn't, things come to me when they'd come to me, I guess, so. Alright. I think that's everything. If you listened this far, thank you. Train rolls on. Take care.